Hello everybody and welcome to this new video. Today is the first episode on this channel where it's a video other than the series, except for that your predictions, they are horribly wrong by the way, but aside from that, the first aside from that main series because it's finished. But we'll be sticking to the theme of building a redstone computer, and I'll show you how to build a display module. So this is the display module. It is in the complicated computer like I showed you in the very first episode of that series. Please give it a watch. It was very useful if you haven't seen it already. The entire series, I mean. So what it is, it's an output module and it will take a number from the computer and it will show that by retracting these pistons and show a number that. It's easier to give a demonstration, so I'll power this. Okay, now it's powered, it's on, and you see 0, 0. That's because 0 is currently loaded into the system. But I'll quickly do 5. Okay, that's 5. And here you see 5, 0, 5 to be exact. It's a little bit hard to see, but with a little bit of imagination you can see it, I think. Let's deactivate that and bam. This is already a double display module because you have two sets of pistons, two numbers, and that makes it quite a lot complicated because then you don't need this thing and this whole thing, and it looks complicated, these two parts, but actually aren't. But we'll start with just a single number, and then you don't need these two, then you only need this one, and even that's smaller, and this thing, and that's just some connecting of lines. Let's get back into the other world. So first we'll start with the screen itself. You'll need to make a grid-like pattern with these 8 lines, like you saw with the demonstration. With these 8 lines you can create any number you would like. Then we'll go to the back and recreate that pattern, but a little bit further, actually 2 blocks, like that. Do that for the entire thing. Again, this is a little bit like a block for block tutorial, but it's necessary. Then you fill these with all sticky pistons. Missed that one. And then you fill these ones up again. So while you punch these holes, it's just easier to see where the sticky pistons need to come, and you can get rid of these again. Then we'll need to power them. All the sets are best to be powered in ones. So these, the vertical ones, we can just power in this way with the repeater, aiming at the highest piston that will also power the lowest. Okay, and the horizontal ones, you go lower and you power them like this. Why you can't use just one piston? If this piston is powered, it will power this block, and you would think, okay, that will just power that, but then it will extend, making it a transparent block, and it won't give the energy to the other piston. So we need to use 2 pistons. I mean the repeaters. Okay, let them join up like that, and then we'll go a little bit further. Give yourself the room you need, and we'll create 7 lines with 1 gap in between. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll actually give myself a little bit more space. I'll use world edit, much easier. Move to. Okay, and I'll move it also to that way. Oh yeah, forgot to do -S. Sorry, this isn't the world edit tutorial. Okay, perfect. Now what we'll have to do is join these outputs up to these ones. So I number them from 1 to 7. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this line will need to connect up with this line with this line, and so on. You can use another numbering system, but it will be easier to follow through the course of this episode. So let's just do one as an example. I'll go a bit forward. It's a bit tricky to do, but once you get the hang of it, I mean the first one is really easy, but you get them all in place. Also, you'll need to use some solid blocks, so you can make sure that, for example, if you put some dust here, that those two lines don't overlap. I'll do that for all of them, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm all done with connecting them all, but as you see, just quick demonstration. For example, this one and this one. Let's just activate them all to show it. But when I was building this, I realized I made a little mistake. Of course, you can also make it like this, but I would recommend, actually it also looks good. Yeah, I'll stick with it, it's fine. Of course, in the demonstration, they actually get built to the back, but you can also use it as like this. If you wanted to pull it to the back, you just have to make this wall a little one block further out, and it will work. Then, so this is all finished. Of course, if you have two aside from each other, it's a little bit trickier to connect all these lines. I actually did it quite clean this time in comparison to the other one. So now we can activate different parts. That's cool now, but it will have to be a little bit more complicated to display numbers. So what we'll do is make a little grid, so I'll do it in a minute, with all these lines extending, and then lines like this on top of it. And each line will represent a number, and each number will have the right lines assigned to it with a redstone torch. I know it sounds very complicated now, but you'll understand it when I actually do it, I hope. And then you can power one line from a number, and then that will power the different lines that have to be here, that have to power this one. But first we need to find out which number needs to power which line. So let's do that first. So here I have an entire grid with numbers from 0 to 9, and up left, up right, middle, bottom left, bottom right, and bottom. And here there's a little, the same like there, but it's easier to control. So I can show it to you. Let's put them at the bottom. That's better. Let's start with 0. 0. How will we do that? I think if you know it from like digital clocks or something like that, it's like this. So that's all of them except middle. So just to be clear, we'll power all of them except for the middle. The next one, 1. 1 is like this. So only upright and bottom right. Upright is over here and bottom right is over here. 2. 2 is like this, I think. Oh, nope. It's like this. Nope, that's 5. Yeah, well, let's do 5. 5 is, so we need to do the top, bottom, upright as well, not up up left as well, not upright, need to do the middle, not the bottom left, bottom right, and bottom. So now let's do 2, that's actually the reverse. So again, the up, middle as well, so let's do all the horizontal ones first, and then upright, that's this one, and bottom left, that's this one. Now let's do 3. 3 is this one, so almost the same as 2, so let's just copy that. Except for these two need to be flipped, so no bottom left and bottom right, thus, and the bottom. Next one is 4, that one also, and yeah, I think it's like that. So not up, up left and up right, the middle and bottom right is over here. 6, because we already did 5, is all of them except up right. So here's upright. And then 7. Maybe you use some other combinations. Do as you would like if that's clearer to you. 7 is like this. So the same as 1. So let's just copy that for the moment. And that one over here. Plus up. 8 is all of them. Don't really have to show that one. Just to so we are on the same line. That's 8. And 9 is just except that one that is bottom left, so all of them except bottom left. And now we have an entire grid, so we just need to translate that to actual redstone. And I'll do a quick example and then I'll do all the rest off camera. So I went ahead and did it all off camera. I didn't really see reasons why I should show you how to make this. I think you know how to make a grid. Don't forget to put your repeaters if it's too far, and also place them under the block, so if you place redstone torches, that it still is powered. So these are lines 0 to 9, and I'll put some levers here. Just, I forgot that. Plus that's 1, and the 1 needs to be here. That's bam, and like this. Stack 9 forward, and okay. So this is 0. So let's see. 0. All of them need to be powered except for the middle one. So the middle one is actually the middle one. So what we will do is place torches everywhere that needs to be powered if that line is activated. Of course, you see now already it does 0, and that's not really what we want. We only want it when it's powered. So what we will do is just invert the signal like so, with just a redstone torch and some redstone dust on here. So now it will depower it, and from the moment this line is depowered, all these redstone torches will go on and powering the right sets of sticky pistons. Make sure that you only activate one number at once, otherwise they will overlap. So let's do that for all of them. Again, with Rolla it's really easy, also really easy to download. Would highly recommend downloading it. Did that work? Yes it did. Why are these powered and these aren't? Uh, doesn't matter, probably back. Okay, this is weird. Why isn't this one powered? Okay, it's just back, no worries. Weird. Anyway, now we see nothing is extended, and if we do this, we make a nice 0. Let's do it for one more, and then I'll do the rest off camera again. 1, that is upright and bottom right, so the third one and the second to last one. The third one is over here, and the second to last one is here. So let's power that one. And we have, okay, it's, I am an idiot. I am an absolute idiot. Okay, so one mistake that I make, I looked at it as that way. So this is the right that I made, so right here is the third one. But if you look at it this way, it actually needs to be left one. Little mistake, I'll fix it. I'll fix it immediately. Okay, so I place all the rest of the torches and now it's completely done. At least for one number. So I did change it a little bit. Like I said, I misplaced the iron blocks and sometimes it looks not really good like with the one. But when the iron blocks pop out, it looks even worse. So I changed it, but then you need to be careful because here you need to invert the signal, because if you want to activate, for example, this one, by default it should be extended and make a flat wall, but when it's activated it should retract, so that's why you need to invert it. So just for example, this is 987, I'm sorry, for example 7, and then it works. So thank you everybody for watching. Thanks I'm sorry, thanks everybody for watching. If you want to learn how to make this with two numbers, leave it down in the comments below. Then I'll make that video next week. Will be quite short though. I hope you have a good day. If you liked it, if you learned something from it, consider liking and subscribing. And bye!